Okay, so just trying to get a feel for what this question is asking us. So this means, tree 1 produces fruit 1, tree 2 produces fruit 2, tree 3 produces fruit 1. Let's just add the indexes here. Okay, so you're visiting a farm that has a single row of fruit trees arranged from left to right. The trees are represented by an integer array. You want to collect as much fruit as possible. However, the owner has some strict rules that you must follow. You only have 2 baskets. Each basket can only hold a single type of fruit. There's no limit on the amount of fruit each basket can hold. Okay, so we can start anywhere. We don't have to start at the beginning. Starting from any tree of your choice, you must exact one fruit from every tree. Okay, so you can't skip a tree. It's kind of a wordy. Alright, this stuff is kind of wordy. I'm just going to reword it so it makes sense to me. Okay, so the max. This means the max fruits we can collect is the size of our fruits array. So there's 3 values. We can pick 3. We can start from anywhere. We can start from 0, 1, or 2. Oh, but do you have to move left to right? So if I start here, then I can only pick 1. Is that right? Starting from a tree. Okay, so we have to move to the right. So we can choose to start here at the end, but we can't go back to the beginning. So we want to start as close to the beginning as we can. Okay. These are just the indexes. I guess this is... So we got our baskets. Start here. Put 1 in there. Put 2 in here. Put 1 in here. Okay, so how many did we pick? We picked 3. So I guess we have to make two choices. Well, I guess our only choice is like, where do we start? Do we start at tree 0, tree 1, tree 2? Let's do a few more examples, get a feel for this. Okay, so let's see. So if we start at I, put 0 in here, put 1 in there. Can't add it. Can't add it, so we got 2 there. But if we start here, if we start at 1, we can put 1 in here, put 2 in there, put 2 in there. Okay, so we can pick 3. So we have two choices. If we start at 0, we can pick 2. If we start at 1, we can pick 3. So one thing we could do is count up, start from every position in the array, and count up the fruit that we can pick from each one, and just return the max. That's a brute force approach. Let's do this other example we got. So so the brute force approach, we would keep track of a max. So we would count up starting from every index position and just return the max that we find. So if we start at 0, add 1, add 2, 3. Nope, can't add it. We can add that one though. We can add the 2. We can add the 2. Okay, so we can add, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4? Okay, 4. So if we start at 0, we can get 4. So maybe we would also, so we'd keep track of the max. It would also keep track of like max by index. We could give toss and turn, never sleep at night. Okay, so 0 is 4. So we can just fill up this map and then return the max at the end. Shine on me until my heart stop. Okay. This is a brute force approach. Because I think this is going to be... So there's n indexes that we have to iterate over. And for each index, we have to observe, you know, n minus 1, n minus 2, etc. So this is O of n squared. Brute force O of n squared. O of n squared time and what space are we using? We can make these just numbers, and so we can count. I think, yeah. And then this, how much space does this thing take up? Oven space. A slot for each index in fruits. Okay, so we got a brute force solution, oven squared. If fruits is 10 to the 5, then our algorithm is going to take, 10 to the 5 squared, so 10 to the 10. So I'm sure we're going to get like a time limit exceeded with this one. But it should be enough to solve like the simple cases. Okay, so we got some idea about a brute force approach. Now let's try and think about, so let's walk through our brute force approach and look for like any repeated work that we do. That might give us an idea of how we could, avoid doing repeated work. Okay, so we walked over 0 and we got 4. Let's do the rest of them and see if we can find any repeated work. Okay, so 2, we put 2 in our basket. Put 3 in our basket. Put 2 here. 2 here. Okay, so we got 4. Okay, now we're going to start at 2. Okay, so we're going to put 3 in our basket. Put 2. Put 2. Okay, so we got 3. We're doing worse at this point. Okay, so that's not kid friendly. All right. Okay. Starting at 3, we're gonna put 2 in our basket. Put 2 in our basket, so we got 2. Obviously, like when you get here, like the max you can get is 2. So we could have some stopping condition, but like that's not gonna change the worst case run complexity. So we're still thinking about, can we what work are we repeating here? Okay, so if we start at 4, we're just going to put 2 in our basket, then we're done. So 1. And then we're going to return 4 is the max. If we'd started at the first tree, we would only pick from trees 1 and 2. Wait, what? 1, 2, what? Oh, I think I missed something here. Hold on. Pick exactly 1 fruit from every tree. While moving to the right, the picked fruits must fit in one of your baskets. Once you reach a tree with fruit that cannot fit in your basket, you must stop. Oh, okay, so I forgot this one. All right, so this is not 4. Let's redo that one. All right. Okay, so we put 1 in our basket. Put 2 in. We get here, and so we can't put this in our basket, so we have to stop. So this is 2. Okay, got it. If we start at 2, or index 1, index 1, okay. So we're going to put 2 in our basket, put 3 in our other basket, then put 2 in the remaining baskets. Okay, so we got 4 on this one. I mean, What's the worst case scenario? Trying to think of the worst case scenario. One, two, three, four, five. I guess the worst case scenario is like all different numbers because we have to go through the whole thing. Hold on. 4, 0, 1, stop. Okay, 1, 2, 3, stop. Okay, 2, 3, 4, stop. Huh. I mean, this one's a little tough. I'm struggling to find any repeated work that we're doing. Maybe with our stopping condition. So, like if if on the first run, we find we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we can just stop because we're never going to get better than the length of the array, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that, in this case, it's O of n. When would it be n squared? I guess this is O of n? Is this O of n? Is this O of n time? Does anyone know? Okay. I'm not sure if this is O of n or O of n squared. This might just be O of n. Let me do this again. Okay, so we put 1 in a basket, put 2 in a basket. Now we have to stop here. Okay, so we got 2. This is not O of n. Let's see, put 2 in the basket, put 3 in the basket. Put 2, put 2. I guess we kind of have 2 pointers. The first pointer is like which index we're currently filling, and the second pointer is which tree we're currently. The first pointer is which tree we start off. The second pointer is the current tree we're looking at. So let's think about this. Okay. Put 1, put 2, okay, got to stop. So then we, for, map max by index j equals, sum of these bucket lengths, 2. So now we update this guy, update the start tree. Let's call this start tree and current tree. Start and current. So we're starting at 1 in this case. We started at 1 last time, 0. Now we're starting at 1. Current tree is 2. So we'll stick 2 in there. Stick 3 in. 2. 2. Okay, 4. So max by index 1 equals 4. It is kind of O of n squared. I mean, dang. Because we'll have one loop for start tree, and we'll have one loop for the current tree. It's O of n squared, kind of. I'm not thinking of anything more optimal. So let's try and code up the brute force and see what it looks like. And if we can't figure it out, we'll just look at the solution. That's also, valuable experience, reading other people's code. So let's see, total fruit from typing, import list. Okay, so let's code up our brute force-ish and see how far we get. So we're going to have basket 1 and basket 2. And how are we going to do this? I guess start these at -1. Or we could do none. We could do none. So we're setting, so in this case we're going to set B1 to 1, set B2 to 2. Okay, let's just do, I want to do lists for these. List. So we're going to create an index like this and set each initial value to 0. And then at the end, we're going to return max Wait, how do we get the values? Help. I'm trying to get the values. Keys? No. Items. Values. Okay, cool. So we can just do max of the values. So we'll populate this guy. Okay, so we're going to populate max by index, then we're going to return the max value at the end. So now the question is, how do we populate it? Okay, so we're going to give this 10 more minutes, and then we're just going to look at the solution. One, two, we get to 3, and then we have to stop. Okay, so let's update the start. 2, 3, boom, boom. It's a little bit easier to implement. It's kind of a different approach. 3, 2, as long as it's in the first 2, then so for each j, we're just going to check for the first 2 in the current window. We just keep going. But for like the third and on, we check if it's equal to either of the first 2, and we keep going. And once we reach a stopping point, we update our max, and then just return the max at the end. That would be O of 1 space, and something between O of n and O of n squared. I'm not sure about the runtime on this one, but that does seem easier to implement. Okay, so we're going to have I and j starting at 0. We're going to have fruit 1 and fruit 2 start these at, I mean, -1. So we know they haven't been set yet. Guess we can go like this. Well, I mean, for f in, I guess while, what's our stopping condition? Okay, let's do left, right. So left, right, left, right, while left is less than len of fruits. Because we're going to keep going until we get here, and then we get here. That's going to be 1, and then we're going to get here and stop. Okay. F1. So let's do lambda, like, not set equals lambda x equals -1. If not set f1 let's say f1 what are we going to set f1 to? I guess r. Elif, if f2 is not set, set f2 to r. And we're going to do one or the other. Elif means like only execute one of these. Okay. So once these two are set, what are we going to do? Let's walk through the examples. Okay, so f1 is not set, so we set it to 1. And then what? And continue. Go to the next iteration of the loop. f2 is not set. Oh, but we also have to update r. R plus equals 1. R also has to be... consecutive fruit picked Okay. We got 1 minute. Feel like we're almost there. Let's think. So, all right, let's walk through our thing. So, right is set. So we set F1. We update R. R is still less than length of the fruit. F2 is not set, so we set it equal to R. In this case, R. Fruits R. I guess we could do. Okay, so once they're both set, once we get here, what do? We say if fruit is in F1 or F2, else. If it's in it, then R plus equals 1. And continue. If it's not in it, then update most. I guess we're only updating when it's in there. So in this case, the fruit is not in there. Two minus 0 is 2. So we update most when we hit a new fruit. So in this case, 3 is a new fruit. Most max of most starts at 0 and 2. If it is in there, we're just going to continue. All right, let's run this through our example and then we'll look at the solution. Okay, so we're keeping track of F1, F2, most, which starts at 0. Fruit is 1. These start at -1. Okay, F1 is not set, so we set it to a fruit. We update R. We go back to the top of the while loop. F2 is not set, so we set it to fruit. And then we update R. Okay, so fruit is now 3. Is 3 equal to either F1 or F2? No, it is not. So consecutive fruit picked equals 2 minus 0. It's 2. So now this equals the max of 0 and 2 minus 0, which equals 2. Okay. So we update. Okay. And then we break. So break out of the while loop. Break out of the while loop. And then I guess we have to set R equal to L. Because R was here, so we need to bring it back here. Okay. Oh. R equal to L and F1, F2. So we're setting R to L at the start, and we're setting F1 and F2. We're unsetting them, starting them over. Okay, interesting. All right. In this case, the fruit is 2. So set F1 to 2. Update R. Set R to 3, or F2 to 3. Okay, so fruit is 2. Is it equal to either F1 or F2? Yes. So update R. Is fruit, which is 2, equal to F1 or F2? Yes. So update R. Okay, now R is equal to len of fruit, so we break out of... Oh man. Uh-oh. Alright, so our approach is getting a little too complex. That's okay. Let's check out the solution. Yeah, this is a better wording. Okay, that's fine though. What? What? Oh man. This one's tough to understand. This one's hard. Alright, let's see if we can understand the solution. Wow. How did he fit it all in such little amount of code? Alright, let's just run this and see that it's running. Okay, that works. Okay. I'm not sure what these variables are. Maybe I'm going to change them to like match up with what I was thinking about, just so it makes sense to me. For C and tree, what is C? Wow, I can't believe he came up with this in so little code. That's always, you always learn something new when you read the solutions. There's some smart people out here. Like, how did he come up with this? It's kind of wild. It's like Java. Okay. Let's talk. So we don't understand the code, but that's okay. We can just walk our example through it and just keep track of what these variables are. I disagree with this comment. You know, like, you should rethink your variable names. No, actually, it makes it easy to like just walk. We can walk an example through his code easily. So this is just wrong. To me, this is lazy. Like, he didn't walk an example through the code. He's too lazy to do that, and so he's saying it's bad code. No, you're just lazy. Okay. Cur equals cur plus 1 if C is in AB. AB is R0. C is not in AB. So cur is going to equal count of B plus 1. Okay, so 1. Count of B is going to be count of B plus 1. If C equals B, it does not, else 1. Okay, so count of B is 1. Current is 1. Okay. If B does not equal C, it does not. A and B equal B and C. So A equals B, which is 0, and B equals C, which is 1. Okay. Res equals the max of res, which is 0, and cur, which is 1. So this equals 1. Okay. And now we update C, 2, and now we do it again. Okay. So cur equals cur plus 1 if C is in AB. Is 2 in 0 or 1? No. So cur equals count of b plus 1. 2. Cur equals 2. Okay. Count of b equals count of b plus 1 if c equals b. Does c equal b? No. Else count of b equals 1. Okay, so count of b equals 1. Got it. If b does not equal c, it does not, then set a equal to b, so a equals 1, and b equal to c. Wait. Yeah, b equal to c. 2. And we're going to set res equal to the max of 1 or cur, which is 2. So it's going to be 2. Now we update c. Does cur reset, or does this remain 2? Well, I guess we keep adding to it as long as, you know, like if 3 was a 2, then we would add to it. Cur equals cur plus 1 if c is in AB. It is not. So it's in the count of b plus 1. Okay, so 2. So cur is 2. 2 and 3. Wow, this is so smart. Holy moly. Okay. So cur equals 2. Count of b equals count of b plus 1. If c equals b, it does not. So count of b equals 1. Oh, I think this is what's going on. Oh, I need to keep... Here's something that would have helped me. So this is A. I guess this is A. This is B. Oh, man. I should have been keeping track of A and B up here. Yeah, that would have been easier to see. This is a lot easier to see. Okay. I guess go like that. A, B, C. Okay. Wow, nice. It's kind of like 3-pointers. Okay. So where were we? Count of b. Count of b plus 1. If c equals b, it does not. So count of b equals 1. Res equals the max of res. So 2 or cur, which is 2. So it still equals 2. Update c. Okay. So cur equals cur plus 1. If c is c in AB, is 2 and 1 or 2? Yes. So cur plus 1. 3. Wait, I feel like I missed something. Alright, I'm going to start over to do this new approach that we've got here. Okay. Starting over here. This is a tough one to understand for sure. Okay, so cur equals cur plus 1. If c is in A or B, it is not. Otherwise, it equals the count of b plus 1. So cur equals 1. Count of b equals count of b plus 1. If c equals b, it does not. Okay, so it's 1. If b does not equal c, it does not. Then we're going to set a equal to b. Okay. Oh, these both start at 0. But they're, I mean... No, I mean, they're just off here somewhere. They're not exactly there. Okay. Set A equal to B, so that there's 0. Set B equal to C. Okay. So B equals 1. I guess this is what we could, well, we could put this here. Keep these up here until they're set, potentially. So B and C are now 1. A is equal to 0. Yeah, this is a tough one. Okay. It's pretty highly, this is pretty strange. Like, this is really highly upvoted, but then the highest voted is, it's poorly worded. So what's going on there? Super high voted, but like the top vote is it's worded poorly. I don't know. I guess it's good practice on this, sliding window thing. This one was tough, guys. All right, we're gonna leave it there. This was tough. Feel free to, walk